Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today's Tuesday, February 27, 2024. Today I'm going to recap the NBA, NHL, and college basketball from yesterday. Look ahead to today's games. We have MLB spring training to do. We have soccer, the portfolio, Michigan primary, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with the NBA. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight, which is busy. Raptors over the Pacers 130-122. Knicks over the Pistons 113-111. Controversy at the end of that game. We'll get into that in news and notes. Nets over the Grizzlies 111-86. So Kevin Ollie gets his first win as interim head coach. And the Heat over the Kings 121-110. All right. 11 games tonight. 7 o'clock. Mavs Cavs. My line's the Cavs 5 1/4 till 229 and 4/5. And we have Cavaliers giving 4.5 total 232.5. Nets Magic. Line's the Magic 8 1/4 till 224 and 17/20, and it's 9 and 213.5 over. That's way too low. Warriors Wizards. My line's the Warriors 7 1/4 till 237 and 3/5. Chris Paul's back, and it's 11 and 242.5. I'd still go under. Jazz Hawks. My line is the Hawks by 3/4 till 241 and 2/5, and it's 1.5 and 236.5. Under. TNT tonight, Sixers Celtics. Mine's Celtics 16 till 231, and the 20th, and it's 12.5 and 230.5. Celtics minus the points. Pelicans Knicks from the Garden. My line's Pelicans by 3 till 226, and the 20th, and it's 3.5 and 218.5. Oh my God, if the Knicks were favored, I would have went on a tangent. They shouldn't be favored against any good team without Randall and OG Anunoby. If last night proved anything, win or lose. Over, though, would be the pick. 8 o'clock Spurs T-Wolves. My line is the T-Wolves 17 3/4 till 226 and 2/5. And it's 13.5 and 225.5. I'm going to lay the 13.5 with Mini. 8 o'clock Pistons Bulls. My line's the Bulls 12.5 till 229 3/4. As 11 and 225 over. That's low. Hornets Bucks. My line is the Bucks 17 1/4 till 220 or 233 and 3/20, and it's 14.5 and 220.5. Wait, is that really the total? Oh my God, I love the over in that game. That is like Chris Middleton's not Giannis. Like, why is that total so low? 10 o'clock TNT Rockets Thunder. My line is the Thunder 11.5 till 230.5, and it's 10 and 235.5 under. Rockets are not a bad defensive team. Neither is OKC. And then Heat Blazers is last. My line is the Heat 9 3/4 till 222 and 7/20, and it's 7 and 212.5. Over. All right, now move on to the NHL. We'll go over last night's results and look ahead to tonight's games. And we only had a couple games last night. Capitals over the Sens 6-3. Isles over the Stars 3-2 in OT. Oilers over the Kings 4-2. So best bet lost by a half. And Kraken over the Bruins 4-3 in a shootout. Big window tonight, 7 o'clock. Golden Knights, Maple Leafs. That's a good one. That might be a cup preview. I know we've been saying that a couple times a week about some of these matchups. Leafs minus 170. Vegas plus 140 over under 6.5. Overs plus 110. Unders minus 134. Vegas plus 1.5 is minus 176. Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 146. I like the over. Coyotes Habs. Pick a minus 110 each way over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 275. Habs minus 1.5 is plus 220. Ooh, Habs at home, minus 110. Don't feel good about it, though. Caps, Red Wings. Red Wings minus 170. Caps plus 140 over under 6.5. Overs plus 104, unders minus 128. Caps plus 1.5 is minus 165. Red Wings minus 1.5 is plus 36. I like the over at plus money. ESPN Plus and Hulu. Sabres, Panthers. Panthers minus 245. Sabres plus 198 over under 6.5. Overs plus 108. Unders minus 132. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 245. Or 125. I've read that wrong. Panthers minus 1.5 is plus 104. I'm going to go Panthers puck line. Lightning, Flyers. Lightning minus 126. Flyers plus 105 over under 6.5. Overs plus 110. Unders minus 134. Bolts minus 1.5 is plus 188. Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 230. I like the over at plus money here too. 8 o'clock. Sens, Preds. Preds minus 134. Sens plus 112 over under 6.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 205. Preds minus 1.5 is plus 168. I like the under. Canes, Wild. Canes minus 152, Wild plus 126, over under 5.5. Overs minus 140, unders plus 114. Canes minus 1.5 is plus 158, Wild plus 1.5 is minus 192. I'm going to do Canes. Oof. Canes in regulation, even money. Blues, Jets. I almost said Blue Jackets, Jets. Jets minus 200, Blues plus 164, over under 5.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 152, Jets minus 1.5 is plus 126. That's disrespectful to the Blues. They've been in the playoff picture for a while now. But they fell out of it a little bit. They're 4 back of the wild card. They were sitting in the wild card spot a couple weeks ago. But I still think it's disrespectful. And they're out of the division race. If they get in, it's going to be via the wild card. So, I'm going to go with the over. That's a low number. 9 o'clock, Kings, Flames. Flames minus 14, Kings minus 105, over under 5.5. Overs minus 140, unders plus 114. Kings plus 1.5 is minus 260. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 210. Kings money line minus 105. 9:30, ESPN Plus and Hulu. Stars, Avs. Really good game. Avs minus 137. Stars plus 114. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Stars plus 1.5 is minus 205. Avs minus 1.5 is plus 168. I'm going to go with Dallas on the money line plus 114. I haven't took an underdog to an outright yet. 10 o'clock, Pens, Canucks. Canucks minus 154. Pens plus 128. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 106. Unders minus 130. Pens plus 1.5 is minus 184. Canucks minus 1.5 is plus 152. I like the Pens plus 120. I'm kidding. I almost took the Pens outright. I like the over. Can't believe I almost segued into picking the Penguins. Although, it wouldn't shock me because the number's low. And last but not least, 10:30, Devils, Sharks. Devils minus 255. Sharks plus 205. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 105. Others minus 115. Devils minus 1.5 is minus 104. Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 115. I like the under in that game. All right, now move on to college basketball. We'll go over the results from a short window from last night. Look ahead to a little bit of a larger window tonight with some interesting conference games and such. As conference tournaments start next week, we'll do some of the podcasts later in the week. Just need to figure out the dates. Drexel over Delaware, 70-60. Number 9, North Carolina over Miami, 75-71. Kansas State over West Virginia, 94-90. SC State over Maryland Eastern, 64-56. NC Central over Delaware State, 93-81. Norfolk State over Morgan State, 85-82. Howard over Coppin State, 78-69. Nichols over Incarnate Word, 92-82. Bethune over Alabama State, 90-84 in OT. Florida A&M over Alabama A&M, 76-58. McNeese over Lamar, 58-56. A&M Corpus Christi over Houston Christian, 91-79. Texas Southern over Arkansas Pine Bluff, 77-70. Campbell over UNC Wilmington, 105-100 in double overtime. Miss Valley State over Prairie View, 57-51. And number 15, Baylor over TCU, 62-54. All right, tonight, 6:30, Fox Sports 1, Georgetown, Villanova, an absolute must-win for Villanova. I did not do totals again today. I'm sorry about that. Mine's Villanova 11.7. And it's 15.5 and 140.5. I'm going to take Georgetown to cover. 7 o'clock, ESPN2, Cincinnati at number 1, Houston. So your new number 1, the Houston Cougars. My line's 14.3 for Houston. And it's 13.5 and 132.5. Let's go with the over. CBS Sports Network, Davidson at number 21, Dayton. My line's Dayton 13.9. And it's 9.5, totals 132.5. I'll lay it with Dayton. ESPN number 16, Kentucky at Mississippi State. My line is Miss State by 1. Miss State's going to be favored here. Yes, 3.5, totals 156.5. Yours truly is rooting for Kentucky because she has her SEC Kentucky bet, just like she had to root for Baylor last night for the Big 12 bet. So we'll take Kentucky in the points. Let's hope they win. ESPNU, Virginia Tech, Syracuse. My line is Syracuse 6.9. And it's 1.5 and 153.5. I'm going to lay to 1.5 with Syracuse. ACC Network, Pitt, Clemson. Mine's Clemson 3.8. And it's 7.5 and 142.5. I'll take Pitt to cover. Potential elimination game for the tournament. On Peacock, Wisconsin, Indiana. Mine's Wisconsin by 2. And it's 4.5 and 141.5. I'll take Indy in the points. SEC Network, Georgia, LSU. My line's LSU 2.5, and it's 5.5, 153.5. I'll take Georgia in the points. George Mason, Fordham. My line is George Mason by 0.5. And it is 2.5, 136.5. I'll take Fordham in the points. UMass, George Washington. We'll talk about UMass in news and notes. And they're giving 7.5. That's crazy. That's the dumbest line I've seen in college basketball in a while. But give me George Washington getting the 7.5 at home. Next up is Loyola Chicago, St. Bonaventure. Mine's Bonaventure by 4 fifths. And it's 3.5 and 140.5. You knew that was going to be a Vegas Lims line. Give me Loyola Chicago plus the points. All right, MAC time. Ball State, Central Michigan. Mine's Central Michigan 6.2. And it's 2.5, 135.5. I'll lay it with Central Michigan. Buffalo, Kent State. My line is Kent 13.5. And it's 15.5, 146.5. I'll take Buffalo to cover. Akron, Ohio. My line is Akron 1.9. And it's a pick'em and 140.5. So Ohio by 0.5. So we're going to do Akron plus 0.5 and minus 110. Northern Illinois, Toledo. My line is Toledo 11.5. And it's 14.5 and 155.5. I'll take Northern Illinois in the points. Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green. My line's Bowling Green 4.8. And it's 3.5, 145.5. I'll take the over. Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan. Mine's Eastern 1.9. It's Western 2.5, total 145.5. Give me Eastern plus the points, plus 175 outright. I'm surprised this isn't the I'm surprised this isn't a Vegas line. All right. Here's a big one. 8 o'clock. BYU at number 7, Kansas. My line is Kansas by 9. And it's 6.5 and 154.5. I'll lay to 6.5 with Kansas. That's low. Valpo, Northern Iowa. My line's Northern 19.2, and it's 15.5 and 146. I'll lay that as well. I like a lot of favorites, surprisingly, today. UL Monroe, Kansas State. or Texas State. Sorry. My line is Texas State 2.7. And it's 5.5, 134. I'll take Gil Monroe and the points in that one. Edwardsville, Eastern Illinois, 8:30. My line's Edwardsville 4.8, and it's 1.5, 140. Lando with a road favorite. 9 o'clock, Wake, Notre Dame, ACC Network. My line is Wake by 6. And it's 6.5, 134.5. I'll take the over. ESPN 2, NC State, Florida State. My line is Florida State 1.2, and it's 2.5, 150. Like I said, that's a Vegas nose. But we're going to take the over. Don't feel good about it, though. ESPN Texas, Texas Tech. Game of the night. I would say either that or the Kentucky game is game of the night. This is a better game, but the other game's a good game, too. Miss State needs that one for tournament, but I think both these teams are safe. My line is Tech by 3, and it's 3.5, 145.5. I'll take the over. Big Ten over Penn State. My line's Iowa by 5, and it's 8.5, 161.5. I'll take Penn State in the points. CBS Sports Network, UNLV, Wyoming. My line's UNLV 2.4. And it's 5.5, 144.5. I'll take Wyoming in the points. Vandy, Arkansas, SEC Network. My line's Arkansas 11.8. And it's 9.5 and 144.5. I'll lay with Arkansas. Mountain West time, Boise, Air Force. My line's Boise by 10. And it's 9.5, 134.5. We'll take the under. Air Force is an under team. So is Boise. All right, 10 o'clock. Number 22, Utah State at Fresno State. Mine's Utah State 6.1. And it's 11.5, 143.5. I'll take Fresno State in the points. 10:30 Fox Sports 1, Nevada, Colorado State. Mine's Colorado State 1.8. And it's 6.5, 145. I absolutely love Nevada getting the points. That is way too many points. And 11 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, San Jose State at number 20, San Diego State. My line is San Diego State 16.8. And it's 21.5, 139. I'll take San Jose State getting the points. All right, MLB spring training. We'll go over results and look ahead to today's spring training games. And there's a big one today. O's over the Braves 2-1. Tigers over the Astros 4-0. Yanks over the Twins 9-2. Mets over the Nats 6-3. Red Sox over the Phillies 7-6. Rays over the O's 8-3. So the O's had a split squad. Blue Jays over the Pirates 8-4. Cards and Marlins as a 1-1 tie. Angels over the Giants 11-9. A's over the D-backs 9-8. Royals over the Cubs 6-0. Mariners over the Reds 2-0. Rangers over the White Sox 4-2. Reds over the Brewers 8-3. Guardians over the Padres 7-4. Dodgers over the Rockies 9-4. All right, 1 o'clock today. Yankees, Rays, Braves, Pirates, Red Sox, Cards. Let's see if they list the starting pitchers. Ooh, they have the lineups out, but they don't have the starters. So they have the lineups out. Yankees, Rays lineups out. Braves lineups out. All right, continue where we left off. Tigers, O's, Phils, Twins, Jays, Tigers, Nats, Astros, Marlins, Mets, White Sox, Dodgers at 3, Reds, Cubs, Rockies, Royals, A's, Guardians, Mariners, Giants, Royals, Padres, Brewers, Angels, Rangers, D-backs. And the big thing here is that White Sox, Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani's making his debut. That's the big deal. That's going to be on MLB Network. So that's the big story. And then Wednesday is Yoshino Yamamoto's debut. So, exciting times for baseball, especially with the Dodgers. Okay, now move on to soccer. We will go over the results of note from yesterday and look ahead to today. Premier League from yesterday, West Ham over Brentford 4-2. La Liga from yesterday, Girona over Rayo 3-0. Serie A yesterday. Ooh, we have Wednesday Serie A. We got to remember for the podcast tomorrow. AS Roma over Torino 3-2 and Fiorentina over Lazio 2-1. I do not think we had ELC. Yesterday we did not. All right, English FA Cup 5th round today at 2:30. Bournemouth Leicester. Makes sense that we don't have any ELC today. Bournemouth minus 190, Leicester plus 430, draw plus 340. Ooh. I'm going to do over 3.5 goals plus 114. Bournemouth's favored to advance. 245, Blackburn Newcastle. Newcastle minus 250, Blackburn 5-1. The draw is 4-1. Same thing, over 3.5 goals minus 110. Then 3 o'clock is Luton Man City. Man City's minus 1250 to qualify, but today money line they're minus 470. Luton's 10-1. The draw is 5-1. Same thing, over 3.5 goals plus 108. Copa del Rey today. Second leg, Real Sociedad and Mallorca. Real Sociedad's minus 195. Mallorca is 7-1. The draw's plus 260. I like over 2.5 goals plus 152. All right, so we have women's friendlies today. At 11, Switzerland, Poland, noon, England, Italy, 1:50, Portugal, South Korea. 2:30, you have Republic of Ireland and Wales. Let me just make sure. Oh, we do have some lines up. And at 5 o'clock, Chile, Jamaica. So, Switzerland, Poland. That's the one that's coming up. Switzerland's plus 105, Poland's plus 210, draw plus 240, go Switzerland plus 105. England, Italy. England's minus 460, Italy's 10-1, the draw's plus 470. Over 3.5 goals plus 140. Portugal, South Korea. Portugal, minus 130, South Korea's 3-1, the draw's plus 250. Over 2.5 goals, minus 118. Ireland, Wales. Ireland minus 125, Wales plus 320, draw plus 230. Over 2.5 goals plus 132. And then Chile, Jamaica. Chile minus 750, Jamaica 13-1, the draw is 6-1. Over 3.5 goals plus 132. And then Coupe de France today, 2:45. You have Lyon and Strasbourg. Lyon minus 135, Strasbourg plus 350, draw plus 260. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at minus 116, but I do not feel good about it. All right, Gold Cup results from yesterday. Argentina over DR 3-0. And Mexico over USA 2-0. Wow. All right, and then 7 o'clock tonight, Colombia, Puerto Rico. Colombia should win that. And at 10:15, Brazil and Panama. That's going to be Brazil's. All right, CONCACAF tonight. Second legs. Orlando, Cavalry. Orlando leads 3-0 on aggregate. I think that's posted. It is. Orlando's minus 650. Cavalry is 12-1. The draws plus 550. Over 3.5 goals plus 120. 8:15 Philly. Saprissa. Philly leads 3-2 on aggregate. The Union minus 240. Saprissa's 5-1. The draws plus 340. The Union were a big dog in that game the other night. And they won outright. And then they drew in the MLS game against the Chicago Fire. Go figure. I like under 2.5 goals, so at minus 108. And then 10:30 an MLS game, Houston, St. Louis. St. Louis leads 2-1 on aggregate. Houston's -3, St. Louis +280, draw +280. And St. Louis leads 2-1 on aggregate. So Houston has to win money line. And needs to win by multiple goals. I think they can and will. I'm going to qualify for the next round. The Houston Dynamo +116. I think that has some value. And then Liga MX tonight, Querétaro and Athletic San Luis. Querétaro +165, Athletic San Luis +155. The draw's +220. Querétaro's in 12th. And ASL is in 13th, so they're close. So I'm going to say the draw +220 is the pick. And I do not think we have Scottish Premiership or Dutch Eredivisie today. Let's just double check. Dutch Eredivisie, no until Friday. I know Saudi Pro League's Thursday. Premiership, we do have a Premiership today at 3 o'clock. Ross County at St. Mirren. St. Mary's +110. Ross is +260. The draw is +210. St. Mary's is in 5th, and then Ross is in 11th. So St. Mary'n should win that. I'm going to take them at +110. All right, the portfolio. There's a couple things I want to watch for portfolio. And I don't want to go too big on a portfolio pick. And so I'm going to go with a little bit of a long shot. You know where I've been watching. I've been watching college basketball futures. I just want as many national title or Final Four futures as I can. The women's side's a lot of fun, actually, too. UConn women's 20-1. Paige Beckers at 20-1 sounds crazy. Ooh. That's a good one. And Carolina men's is 20-1, but I have them at a better number. All right. I'm going to pick somebody from men's that I think has some potential. Or a men's future. There's a team that's somewhat underachieved this whole year that I feel like they do better when they're a double-digit seed and mow through teams and peak. They're 23-1 to reach the Final Four. Think about that. I'm going to do a 1/10 of a unit on the Gonzaga Bulldogs to reach the Final Four at 23-1. Banking on them making the tournament. They might have to win the WCC tournament to get in, which is crazy. But they've been really good the last couple weeks and months. They're 85-1 to win the title, but they feel like a team that can get to the Final Four, but not necessarily win it all. I think 23-1 is a lot of value to I have faith in Mark Few to get his team to the Final Four. And I could just hedge this in any game in the tournament. So I'm taking Zaga at 23-1, a 1/10 of a unit for them to make the Final Four. All right, the Michigan primary is today. As we know, Trump won South Carolina. We talked about that on yesterday's show. So Ron DeSantis had a lot of endorsements for this primary. That's why I think that DeSantis could have had a chance in this. There's a lot of states that I think liked him. Trump is projected to win, although Ron DeSantis was projected to win by Echelon Insights. The delegate count's 55. I'm just going to look up. I'm just going to look this up. The delegate tractor. Real quick. So, you need 1,215 to win. Donald is 1,105 away. He has 110 delegates, won. Nikki Haley has 20. Ron DeSantis had 9 but dropped out. Vivek Ramaswamy had 3 but dropped out. And Chris Christie, 0. So, I do think that Trump will get the majority of the delegates. So from South Carolina, Trump got 47, Haley got 3. Donald got all 26 in Nevada. But I'm a little are we sure that Nikki Haley has a chance to steal some delegates here? I think Trump will win, don't get me wrong. But because of how much DeSantis support Michigan got, that might not be good for Donald Trump. And then the no endorsement, that's a little telling too. So, I am going to say Donald gets somewhere in the 50s. Maybe say 52. Nikki Haley will be 44. Others maybe maybe Ron DeSantis gets a couple of respect votes or whatever, but I'm gonna say it's 52% Trump. 44% Haley. Others probably 2 or something like that. Let's see how that adds up. Yeah. Something like that. 52, 44. So that adds up to 96, and then 4%. I think others are gonna pop up a lot in Michigan. So just keep an eye on that. Now let's move on to the news and notes for today. We have a lot to talk about. So in the Knicks game last night, official says that the foul should have been called on Dante DiVincenzo last night. Monty Williams was not happy. And And this makes up for a loss the Knicks had earlier in the year against the Rockets. So I ain't complaining. My team won that I root for, but granted, should the Knicks probably have lost this game? Yeah, that call was a bad call, but they should have beat the Rockets because they lost against the Rockets because of that call too. So that's a make-up for the Rockets game. That's how I look at it. We talked about Shohei Ohtani, Dodgers debut. He'll be hitting second as the Dodgers will be running out the big three. Kike Hernandez confirms Dodgers return as he breaks the news himself, which is funny. How about this? The Raptors head coach had a pizza party after winning 3 straight games. Come on, you're terrible. Like, you win 3 straight games, you have a pizza party? Oh my God. Like, you're gonna be in the lottery. I think that's cute and all, but like, it seems a little childish to me for a team that's going to the lottery. And Monty Williams actually walked out of the press conference. And I don't blame him. How about this? There is a $10 bet on every game on the Sunday NBA slate. And it was all unders. And the winner won $12K. We had the match yesterday. Rory McIlroy wins it on the $1.6 million hole. And he totals $2.4 million in charity winnings at the Capital One's the match. Breanna Stewart back to the Liberty on a 1-year deal below maximum. So the Liberty have some cap room to play around with because of it. So it's really good the Liberty brought her back. They needed to. And now they're back in the mix to get back to the finals. So Manil Margot got traded to the Twins. And then they sent $6 million with Margot, as the Dodgers are helping the Twins cover the salary. And then they did that to get Kike Hernandez there. How about this? The Cardinals signed Brandon Crawford. So that's interesting. So he leaves the Giants after a long career there and goes to the Cardinals. Chris Paul back tonight against the Wizards. Ironically, at the team that he was originally traded to from the Suns. The Suns are likely hosting the 2027 All-Star Game, as the league is nearing plans for Phoenix to host it. The Cardinals made a weird post for Kyler Murray, standing behind QB1 ahead of Combine Week. They say, our franchise quarterback. Huh. And speaking of quarterbacks, so the Giants are willing to draft a quarterback if the right situation presents itself. And then Joe Shane backs Daniel Jones and says, I have faith in Daniel as our starting quarterback. Doesn't this have all the makings of the Giants drafting a quarterback at 6 or trading up? Because he's saying all the right things. And there's a lot of reports out there saying that they're going to draft a quarterback. But Shane already said that they were looking at the quarterback for 6. So this is weird of him to come out and say this. Although, if he said they don't have faith in Daniel Jones, that means that then that would have caused a lot of drama there. So the Bucks are releasing Shaq Barrett, as the Bucks are not to pick up the $15 million option bonus. So this looks like a team that's blowing up. So the Giants are also unlikely to tag Saquon Barkley, as they're going to explore a deal with him. And the Titans will not tag Derrick Henry. So none of the running backs are being tagged. And I thought all the running backs were going to be tagged, which is crazy. That's 2024 NFL for you. But the Bengals tagged T. Higgins, $21.8 million. They had to do that. UMass is returning to the MAC, as Notre Dame and UConn are only remaining college football independents. But this won't begin until 25-26. And then they're staying in the A-10 for lacrosse. Jackson Dart to receive undisclosed number of flights, as he's getting a private jet NIL deal. That's crazy. Zach Edey to enter the NBA draft and will not use his COVID year next year. He should go to the draft. Greg Burns, the Alabama's athletic director, says that if you start the corn, the home team loses the game for fan celebration. Okay, this is one of the most spoiled ADs out there, and I'm actually somewhat surprised he said this. And I mean spoiled because of how good his football team has been over the years and how lucky that Alabama program has been in both basketball and in football over the past couple years. And he watch Alabama beat somebody at the buzzer at home at the end of the year and they storm the court. And what will Greg Byrne do? Oh, he's going to take back his comment to defend his team. So I don't like that he said this. And I don't like the idea either, because it isn't fair to the basketball team because they earned the win. Like Wake Forest earned their win against Duke, but those fans are moronic for trying to intentionally injure Filipowski. LeBron James rips Bronny critics as he's tired of mock drafts. Julius Randle says he plans to play this year. And OG Anunoby's out another 2 to 3 weeks. Just from Ian Rappaport right now, Ravens GM Eric DeCosta says they'll tag Justin Matabuke if they don't get a long-term deal done. But the hope is to beat the tag deadline to do a deal. So that's good news for them. MHJ won't test at Combine. And he may also not work out at Ohio State's Pro Day. He's just trying to prevent himself from getting injured, because he knows he's awesome. And then Malik Neighbors won't run at the Combine. He'll only interview. And then before Best Bet, we'll do the AP poll real quick. Because it came out yesterday. All right, 1 through 5. Houston, Purdue, UConn, Tennessee, Marquette. 6 through 10. Zona, Kansas, Iowa State, Carolina, Duke. 11 through 15. Auburn, Creighton, Illinois, Alabama, Baylor. 16 through 20. Kentucky, St. Mary's, South Carolina, Wazoo, San Diego State. Why did Wazoo move up? They lost to Zona State. Then 21 through 25, Dayton, Utah State, Gonzaga, Florida, USF. So USF finally ranked. Congratulations to them. Gonzaga's back in the rankings after a little bit of a hiatus. I actually took them to go to the Final Four today. And then Florida, new to the rankings. Utah State is in as well. Dayton takes a fall. Baylor takes a fall. Others receiving votes. BYU, Texas Tech, TCU, Clemson, Wake, Wisconsin, Nevada, Colorado State, Arizona State, New Mexico, Florida Atlantic, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Mississippi State, Washington, App State, McNeese, Loyola Chicago, Indiana State, Northwestern, Boise. Dropped from the rankings, Colorado State, Texas Tech, BYU. Alrighty. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So, I have options for this. There's two that I'm undecided about. One in college basketball, one in the NBA. But I'm going to go with my gut and go with what I think is the safer pick. And that is over 220.5 in Hornets Bucks. I'm going to lay a tenth of a unit on it. That's low. I know Doc Rivers is there. The Bucks defense should be better, but the Bucks offense might go over by themselves. So and Charlotte isn't that bad. So I'm over 220.5 in Hornets Bucks for my best bet of the day. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything tomorrow as well. Survivor starts tomorrow, and we'll catch up with We Are Family hopefully as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.